All right, here we go, y'all. We are live on Amazon. So hello. In fact, I want to say hello also to others. I just hit the live really quick also on LinkedIn. So hello everybody, Amazon, LinkedIn, and Facebook's. Hello everyone. I wanted to just welcome you guys to today, where we're going to cover the book you see pinned on Amazon. You see it pinned, and it is the Gold Nuggets for Social Media, and we are the authors. So you're going to hear directly from us. You know, some books you can hear from other people, but this literally, you get to hear our voices behind this product. And so listen, thank you Vicky. I had asked her to let's go on Amazon where the book is and go live to talk about it. So welcome Vicky, welcome everyone. How are you doing today, Vicky?
Welcome to Singapore virtually, to your audience and to the
Yes.
international audience, particularly to the American audience, and to Bernice, your audience. We are in Singapore right now at 11:02 p.m. on a Thursday night. And welcome to Singapore, Bernice.
Wow, it is Thursday night. So, yes, for us on the U.S. Eastern Standard Time is 10 a.m. this morning. So, welcome to U.S. as well. And I feel welcome from the Singapore welcome hospitality. Warmth. I love that. Thank you so much. Listen, let's dive into this book. And I first want, others to know about the author. And this is your baby, okay? Although I'm co-authoring it, I feel like a feature or such a just to add my piece to it. But you are what you that's your, here's your baby. The Gold Nuggets for Social Media is your baby. So let's talk about the author and what's the motivation behind the Gold Nuggets for Social Media.
Okay, let's talk about this book. And this, in the bigger scheme of things, there's a purpose in writing the series of Gold Nuggets books, but we're going to talk particularly about social media. Really, the purpose of writing the book is to share with people at large, with segments of people, particular people who have a life on the social media, who are doing their business or potentially wanting to tap into social media, or who do not know the potential of the social media economy. I'd like to bring this to the forefront, to the people who are still lagging behind the social media economy. Bernice, are we here?
Yes, we are. I'm just putting it on the screen,
Oh,
them to also see the book as you're talking so they can see the product.
yes.
So yeah, we are still
Beautiful.
here. So keep talking.
Okay, I just want to let everyone know there is a purpose in writing a book like this. Firstly, Bernice and yourself and myself, we are already weaving through this digital economy.
Yes,
And I'm
yes,
always trying to tell people we are not sleepwalking in this new era. We have to know we are already in the future. We
right,
are already in the digital era. You're
right.
no more living in the brick and mortar world anymore.
Yes,
And I would
correct.
like to remind people that we are already seeing the biggest companies in the world. Let's talk about Twitter, Google, even the technology
Yes,
companies. They're all disrupted, transforming. If they are, and they are like
yes,
killing out jobs, what about a lot of other um, brick and mortar companies? You are looking at
yes,
retail companies like Mango, Zara, furniture shops, food outlets. A lot of them are really literally crumbling in this real brick and mortar economy. And
yes,
I'm trying to tell you that what is taking over, it's
yes,
already a crypto economy. And I'm not even
yes.
talking about cryptocurrency. I'm really talking about crypto digital economy that
3D.
you and I
We're in a
are
3D.
already in.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I just want to remind people that we can't be sleepwalking in the world right now. And I think this is the book that I've invited you to be so kind to contribute,
Yes.
5 valuable chapters to let people wake up and to
Yes.
kind of heighten their senses. That we are living in a vodka, highly intense vodka business environment that is volatile, complex, ambiguous, and
Yes.
uncertain. And that is in the backdrop of wars, pending
Yes.
wars, rumors of wars coming. And now you're talking about a lot of
Yes.
disruption of the supply chain that is already impacting our inflation. We're talking about supply chain being impacted during the pandemic because countries are snap closing down, opening up, closing down, and now you've got wars in the major economies where we're talking of production
Mm-hmm.
is, and also pending wars in many different countries. We're talking about supply route chains, chip economies, as I'm talking about CHIP, not CHEAP, but the chip economy that the world is running on in fuel, oil, is being
Yes.
disrupted, plus agriculture. So we are really talking
Every
about
industry.
inflation that is at the
Yes.
structural level, the fundamental level that is pushing us to the brink of an economy, probably uncertainty of a pending collapse. So a lot of countries now are jumping into cryptocurrency and they're jumping into the digital economy because that's where jobs can only be created for the new generation. We're talking about jobs right here,
Yes.
and business right here. That's why it's in this big backdrop this book and the purpose is being born. I hope that satisfied an answer
Yes.
for you, Bernice.
Yes, yes. And I know we're soon going to go into who you are. I did ask, as an author, and I, yes, you definitely satisfy my interest in that, the purpose of the book to share with others. And as you stated, we're not getting there, we're already here. And I do believe that we are in a 3D world, third dimensional, where 2D was, social media, just social media alone. And this is why I love the book collab, where you asked me to also come in with the metaverse, because we are here even in the virtual reality space, where before, as businesses and organizations, we were just focused more on the reality and, as you said, the brick and mortar, where now we are in a digital space. Not only a digital space, but now we're in a 3D digital space. And not and as you said, we're not just getting there, we're already here.
Already there.
Yeah, we are already here. And so books like this prepare organizations for
Yes.
their shift. We always talk about, the shift, meaning the shift between the the reality brick and mortar versus the digital space. But it's already here, so we're here to help you with that digital shift for you, because it's already here. So this
Yes.
is that map out. This is that map out plan.
Exactly.
Yep, it's already here, all
Because
over the
Bernice,
world,
this
every
this is this is
industry.
my pet topic right now. This is how I will sleepwalk. Because I'm already in the digital realm, and you
Yes,
are already in digital realm. You
yes,
and I mean, this book is just an embodiment of you and me spiritually. We have not met, but this is a
right,
digital
right,
collaboration on social media. I mean, doesn't
right,
it epitomizes
right.
the spirit and the purpose and how it's being
Yes,
done? I
yes,
mean, you and I just showed the world the brick and mortar world does not exist. It does not have to exist.
right.
Bernice, this is
Correct,
what I'm trying to
correct.
say. And the thing is that um, I always like to mention that, we are in this beautiful miracle because we have not met.
Hmm.
We meet on social media,
Yes, the
but
digital
yet
space.
our book come together and then we can put it up in a big machine that we do not see called Amazon KDP, and then
Hmm.
it can be published as a virtual book,
Yes,
Kindle, Or we can ask Amazon to print it out into a real paper book on
Yes.
demand. So don't you see, ladies and gentlemen, we are really shifting in such a disruptive manner from
Yes.
having to meet, to know, and
Yes.
then going to a
Yes.
big
Yes.
machine that
Yes.
we are
Yes.
all sitting on. You and I are
Correct.
already sitting on this
Correct.
thing called
Yes.
Yacht Stream, and then we are going to like put it up again on social media live, and then our collaboration is going to go there. You're right there, ladies and gentlemen. Look at it; it's so beautiful. The gold nuggets for social media, digital strategies, the science and the business collaboration between Singapore and the US,
Yes.
between both of us, and it's a miracle. I mean, hats off to Jeff Bezos because he deserved to be a multi-billionaire. I mean, he really totally disrupted the industry of printing, and then we've got a
Yes.
miracle going to come out. So we've got the purpose, you've got you and I. Let's talk about us, Bernice.
Yes. So for a while, I've always had a interest to with technology. Something that I believe that goes beyond a physical, um, being websites, social media. Um, you name it. It goes beyond Twitter. It goes beyond Facebook. It goes beyond even that. Until now, I'm in this space where I believe that we are in a 3D space. We've built for Loman Creative Services. We've
We
built
yeah,
our
we
3D.
are
We have
we're
a
talking about a
metaverse office.
hologram.
We have a metaverse office, and so for over time, I felt before the shift had happened overall from a small business perspective, I felt the need to shift in the times and not just where I was locally, because locally here, even in the US Savannah, Atlanta area, a lot of the small businesses have not shifted to the 3D dimensional. They're not focused as much in a social media. Now they're just getting into it when the pandemic happened, right? And so for me, I feel what I'm allowed to do is use my expertise, the being futuristic, being a digital marketing strategist. What I believe what has happened is, with my expertise from that background, I'm able to help small businesses and to help them shift in the times even before it really happens, like as an overall. And what I mean by this is, you said it a little bit earlier about industries. All different industries have shifted from a digital perspective, but now we have the industry of ministries as well, who need to come up and need to shift with the times of digital media. And so what I believe, with my expertise from digital marketing, videography, social media management, social media strategy, metaverse, I assist also in metaverse strategies. These are some techniques and tools and skills that I possess that will help even those industries, the religious organizations, to also shift as well. Because almost every industry, from the medical industry, has shifted. We see robots we have artificial intelligence. We've seen robots just in the US as well, in Florida, who has um, operated on individuals, right? So we have seen this shift happen over time in different industries. And one of my passion that I've also have written about is the religious organizations, as well as how small businesses and religious organizations can also shift. Even nonprofit organizations can also shift with the digital marketing times, because we are here. And so I just want us to understand that we are here already at these times. And we have to know that in this book has different subjects and topics that can help propel you to shifting in today's time. And so what I believe, what I possess here, my knowledge and my expertise for this particular book, not only with the social media skill, Ms. Vicky, but also the my experience in the metaverse in virtual reality, my experience with videography and how to combine those two. Like we have a space in the metaverse, spaces in the metaverse, where we also have the capability to lease other metaverse spaces in our virtual world space. And so I wanted to bring that piece not just from a knowledge perspective, but also from an experience standpoint, because there's a difference between an experience and actually just the knowledge of something. We are in those spaces. We have events in those spaces. And so my chapters talk about the spaces of virtual reality, the spaces of, social media, from a not only a knowledge base but an experience. This is what we do. This is what we do and help organizations. We help religious organizations. We help those in organizations as a whole. We're there to help them to propel for and shift for where we are, not even what's to come. Like we are here in these spaces. And so this is what I bring. This is what I bring with my expertise with over 20 plus years in technology, 20 plus years in social media management, marketing, 20 plus years in videography, website development, website design, strategy. I bring that expertise to this book with my master's in business, my bachelor's degree in business, my tons of knowledge and expertise beyond the degrees, but the experience that I've had over time in with LOMAN Creative Services and helping leaders across the world, even with the traveling and helping organizations and leaders to shift in the times where we are and to prepare for what's ahead, because we are definitely here, but there's more that's coming, because AI in itself is continually to evolve and evolve and evolve. And so this is why I wanted to come in on this collaborative effort, because I see the need for this. I see what you're doing, Ms. Vicky, for this project, and I do believe that it's a time for this. And so I thank you for the opportunity, to collab with you on this piece, because it is my passion. It's been my passion for
I
years, and
totally
it gave
see
me a
that. I
voice.
totally see that in you.
Yes, yes,
That's why it's so beautiful, because I would like to put your expertise into the book, particularly where you are an expert, because you are an American
yes,
digital marketing expert. You do a
yes,
lot of work in the metaverse, and then we can give to the people not only
yes,
hate knowledge but real
yes,
life
yep,
experience in the book, encapsulate it, and people can actually buy it off the shelf or get it at 7.99 as an ebook. I mean,
yes,
you're talking
yes,
about life
yes,
experiences in just a few couple of dollars, and you can read in your handphone when you sleep. I mean, that's a miracle. Invest in yourself, people. Right. Is there now, Bernice, I appreciate you so much. And I also would like to add to the people some of my
yes.
background, and then we can dive into the book. Any questions for me, Bernice?
So, when we were talking about, the virtual reality space and just digital as a whole, I do I do appreciate that you wanted to do the merge with the US as well, because what I see globally, I work with tons of leaders globally, and what I've noticed is that there's such a distinct difference when working with global entrepreneurs. I think that there's such a more hunger for global entrepreneurs than some of the U.S., if I may say, leaders that I've worked with as it relates to the
A
digital
local.
technology, local, yes. And so this
You're
book,
trying to say you're trying to say a local mindset versus a
yes, correct,
universal
correct,
mindset.
correct, correct. And so, thank you for that translation, interpretation. But and I'm getting to the book here, the need and importance of the book. I believe what it is also allow others to see the merge between the nation, international
Mm,
relationship,
yeah,
and our mindset has from although
converged.
it merged our
Yes,
experience, our
I
knowledge.
totally get
Hmm.
you.
Yes.
Let me just echo your point, Bernice. Let me also see your face.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm doing
Okay,
this so
now
they can also see you as well. Go ahead.
okay.
Let me manage
So
back
because I
here.
love you, so I never look at you before. We've only got like what, 30 minutes or 40 minutes here. So Bernice, I totally agree with you
Yes.
because when we come to the point of merging is when
Yes.
we become international. We have an international culture,
Yes.
and we have an international outlook, when we have an international way or acceptable way, an
Yes.
acceptable value,
Yes.
acceptable customary practices professionally
Yes.
on that level.
Yes.
You know what the other one is trying to say or trying to do. You have
Yes.
the political level of professionalism. And that's
Yes.
what I want to say with the social media and the opening up of the eyes of many people.
Yes.
Even
Yes.
though you are local and you act local and you are local, but you have the opportunity,
Yes.
like
Correct.
us, to adopt and then adapt and learn and change and
Yes.
professionalize to an internationally acceptable standard of
Correct.
behavior, standard of doing things, and standard
Correct.
of conducting your
Yes. Yes.
businesses. So
Yes.
therefore, social media is powerful because it's making cultures intersect,
Yes. Yes.
intersect, interact, and then
Yes.
emerge,
Yes.
and then we
Yes.
harmonize on an international level. I think none of the other industries can harmonize practices as fast as the vehicle and the channel of through the social media. And I totally agree with you. And I
Yes.
know what you say
Yes.
about people having still very localized kind of outward looking of their business. People
Yes.
are still very localized and looking at, hey, what is my neighbor doing next door? Instead
Correct.
of saying what the world can do and what kind of
So
models I can emulate from the neighbor, which is in another country at another side
correct.
of the hemisphere,
Correct.
and
My
then
point
adopt
exactly.
it and bring it over here. And then we can learn the steps, adapt, and then compete locally, having and
Correct.
bringing all these international ideas. I think this is what we can
Correct.
offer. I mean, your collaboration and my collaboration, even beyond the book, is showing people that. But I know we're so excited, and I'm trying to talk
Yes.
over you, and you're
Yes.
trying to talk over me. But Bernice, I just want to introduce everyone myself first, because I think
Yes.
it's so important that you establish yourself as the expert in your area,
Yes.
because we don't want to sell ourselves short, because it
Yes.
doesn't do justice to the person who is thinking
Yes.
of buying the book, or thinking or doubting or hesitating to buy the book.
Yes.
Who are they? Should
Yes.
I buy this? Because
Yes.
of inflation. I have to say that we
So
are
who are you?
competing for every dollar. I'm not saying that we can give this as a charity. I mean, I think this is as the cheapest
Yes.
charitable non-profit cause that we are giving to the world already.
Yes.
We can't give the
Yes.
book for free, but we can give a lot of knowledge for free
Yes.
when we give out our podcast interviews, etc. But I think
Yes.
it's important that we establish our expertise, and you have established it beautifully. Why you deserve to be placed on the international level for what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Live stream, metaverse, using AR, using VR,
Yes.
and then which is lacking in many parts of the world. People are still trying to catch up on social media. People are trying to get the
Correct.
first handphone,
Correct.
but I think we have to be the flag bearer, right?
Yes.
Because we are the, I should say, we are given the privilege of living the way we live and given the privilege of opportunities. Therefore, we have the responsibility to show the light. Therefore, look at the light there, beautiful laser, right? So,
Yes.
that's why
Yes.
I think you and I, when we become writers, we
Mm-hmm.
are armed with a purpose, and
Yes.
the purpose is beyond us.
Yes.
Myself, I've been an entrepreneur for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
While I was doing my business, I won a lot of accolades, awards for my
Awesome.
technology.
I'm
You know,
highlighting you.
no, no, no. But I think not because for me, but it's because of our audience. We
Yes.
have to let them
Speaking of
know.
that,
Feel,
speaking of that,
feel
hold on,
confident.
Miss Vicky.
Yep,
Speaking of
yep.
that, I do want to give a shout out to the Amazon audience. I see you guys are on. Can you let me know, if you guys
Um,
can give us some comments here, where you're watching from. If you have any questions, by the way, about the book that we are discussing here, let us know, what questions you may have related to the book or ourselves. If you have any questions about, us two as authors, co-authors. She's waving. Miss Vicky is waving for Singapore.
hello.
So, let us know as well, in the comment section, where you guys are watching from too as well. I would love to know about that, because as we're talking about a digital world, we're all a meeting right now in a
We are now in
digital
a virtual
setting.
world.
We are now in a digital virtual world, and so we are all meeting here, and so I like to have that conversation with those who we're talking to as well. So I'm sorry about that. Go ahead, Miss Vicky.
Welcome. Yeah, and those of you who are tuning in right now, you are watching us from Singapore in the US. We're talking about gold nuggets for
Hmm.
social media digital
Yes.
strategies and why it is relevant to you. Those of you
Yes.
who are watching,
Yes.
because you
Yes.
are on social media either as a commenter, or you have your own social media platforms. But one day you'll find that those engines
Yes.
will be so
Yes.
powerful
Yes.
to either propel your career or propel your
Hmm.
business or propel your reasons for existing.
Yes. Yes.
Again, back to where I was talking about myself as an entrepreneur, here, successful startup entrepreneur, successful exit for a science and technology startup. I've won awards for that. And then I was also still doing my intermittent training, but I was for a long time a formal education lecturer for business,
Yes.
entrepreneurship, and also marketing. So I think what is important for us as lecturers and trainers to recognize, and I have to be truthful, we talked about people who just have the hate knowledge. We have to recognize times are changing. Even the teachers out there, you have to recognize you need to renew your knowledge. Even though you're a professor, you are a doctor, things are evolving. So I think what is important that even though some of the old time-tested concepts of business do stay, but we also have to incorporate new economy strategies, new economy concepts, and then recognize the times have changed. And I think this book is important because it gives an insight from my perspective, because myself being a social media practitioner and me being in social media since 2016, and I've been asked to present to companies, directors, board of directors,
Hmm.
why they should be in social media.
Yes. Yes.
Because there's a lot of risk, there's a lot of risk. We'll talk about that
Yes.
another time.
Safety.
But yeah, there's a lot of risk in social media, why they should not be in. A lot of people are hesitant. They just want to see things at the sideline. They don't want to be in there because your reputation is at stake. You don't know how to
Yes.
control the trolls and the haters,
Yes.
and then get your
Yes.
brand damaged, etc. So we don't want to talk about that. But I have presented cases to why CEOs must seize the moment here because you are
Yes.
in control of your digital life, your digital reputation, and the
Yes.
digital presence because your
Yes.
competitors are
Yes.
already out there. All
Yes.
right, so I've been doing that. So I incorporate my entrepreneurship and business experience with my lecturing experience and now my digital experience with my formal training in e-commerce and digital marketing to come up with this book, which is book one. You know, this is our first collaboration. We may come
Hmm.
up with another collaboration myself, but I'm already looking into social media advanced books
Yes.
because
Yes.
this it can never be an encyclopedia because number one, trends are changing. You always need to be evolving with the trends. It's always trending. Number two, it is a huge depth of ocean. So you are whatever we're doing now is just skimming off that surface, right? So this is the book one, and then it comes with the workbook. But the
Hmm.
target audience are people who are institutions,
Uh-huh.
trainings, schools, teachers, lecturers, students who are taking social media, majors, people who are taking data and analytics for business right now, which is a big thing in Singapore. Analytics for business, double degrees. People are learning a lot of analytics, but then we are talking about the social media economy, which is in XX trillions coming. And we're talking about trillions of dollars in China already. People are doing live stream, holograms, etc., and selling by
Yes.
the millions.
Yes. You know, can we
Every
stop there for a
hour.
minute? Can we stop there for a minute? Because you said in China, and I've only seen one person actually, one leader here, TD Jakes. He did the hologram for a religious or setting. It was more leadership than just a spiritual setting, but it was his leadership conference, and that was the first time I've seen it actually from a religious leader use it in the US. But you said China, and so what that goes back to what I was stating earlier about it seems more when it comes to technology, it seems to be a topic that most other countries are utilizing before the US. And so
Oh
I want
yes,
to
oh yes.
encourage those in the US. That's why I love this merge to get this book. You know, get this book and dive into the information that we both provide
Yes.
from both perspectives because it is needed from a global standpoint. Let me say hi, by the way, Monty. Monty, hello, hello, hello. Monty Weaver says good morning from the U.S. Good morning, Monty. It's nighttime for Vicky in Singapore, but this morning here in the U.S. Eastern Standard Time. So great morning, great afternoon. But yeah, so I really just as you say that, and I'm like, yes, this is what this is. It's a merge,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it prepares
exactly.
leaders
We
globally.
we we
Hmm.
are you and I. We're really talking about um, I should say the power, not even
Yes.
potential, the power
Power.
of social
Yes.
media. And
Yes.
I was just talking to Jamel E. Thomas, one of our authors for Gold Nuggets. We're just talking about the
Hmm.
person who's going to control social
Yes.
media is going to control the world. And
Yes. I believe that.
Elon Musk knows that. That's why he
Yes.
jumps in with a 40 billion or 400 billion valuation for Twitter because he knows that he wants to be in the game first to take over everything because he
Yes.
knows how the world is going to be. I mean, talking about visionary who actually made
Yes.
PayPal right from the beginning, payment online. When no
Yes.
one was talking about payments like 20 years ago, we were talking about
Yes.
Elon Musk. So but this is really just beyond the book already. But I'm just saying
Yes.
that the audience and those of you who are pondering, hesitating, and asking, should I be buying this? This is a gift. This is a
Hmm.
gift because I hope that it ignites what, even if it fails in many different area aspects, but it if it ignites your curiosity and in
Yes.
your
Yes.
pursuit
Yes.
in wanting to know more and to be in. the know,
Yes.
and to be
Yes.
in the presence of the digital world, I think its purpose is met. And so we're talking about some of these chapters, right? Yes, they're big things. I
Yes.
mean, we're not talking, and I just want to let the audience know that it's not a PhD or a master's degree thesis. It is nothing theoretical. We're not talking about politics. We're not talking about policies of social media. We're talking about things that are small that you can actually apply in your lives in social media and also in your businesses. So we are trying to break down it step by step. So I just want to let uh, am I able to talk about the contents of the book, Bernice?
Yes, you definitely can talk about the content. We have about 5 to 7 minutes left. We have some
Yeah.
good time.
We, we,
Yes,
we
let's
are
talk
just
about
trying
the
to skim
content.
through. We are just at the
Yeah,
surface,
let's
skimming to the
let's talk
surface.
about the content. I think that's important as we dive into, and I even see some of my content here that I have that I would love to share as well. So let's dive into it. Let's talk about some of
Yeah,
your content, some of the chapters.
I love to, I mean, there are 25 chapters, but they're short chapters.
Hmm.
Um, for your money of the book of 1990, which I say is always an investment in yourself. Okay, these books are non-profit. I can tell you, you can't cover anything. You're gonna pay so much commission to Amazon for print and their use of the platform. um, I just want to let people know that 25 chapters we cover. Okay, let me just read this off.
Hmm.
My favorite, social media audit strategies.
Yes, which is
Social
so
media
important.
audit for anyone who wants to know their
Hmm.
SWOT presence in the social media world, especially
Yes.
particularly if you are an entrepreneur, you are a would-be entrepreneur, to-be entrepreneur, or soon-to-be entrepreneur, or you are already a business or even a
Yes.
CEO,
Yes.
not wanting to be shy to know that you're so afraid to get into social media, please get the book because, right, we're talking about a social media audit here that you can measure yourself versus your competitor. And there are some tools in it. And I'd like to emphasize that this is book one, a good beginner's handbook to tell you some of these tools. And I do not want to share the secrets of these tools until you buy the book because there are tools in it. And these tools are actually um, uh, websites, apps, etc., whereby you pay minimal that they can actually push your
Hmm.
social media information out there. Number
Hmm.
one,
Hmm.
they can actually do your e-marketing audit to see where you stand versus your company. And in my book, I also gave two case study. Number one, why is this book relevant for you? Listen up. If you are a company XYZ and you suddenly find that your revenue has dived down, and it could be probably because another competitor is opening its stores just down the street, and you realize that your customers are visiting them versus you, right? Now, then you need to know that you need to turn the tide around before your cash flow runs out, and you will be declared bankrupt at the end of the year. So a lot of times, I think it's important for you to know that the only way to save your business could be
Hmm.
re-engineering your business to survive on social
Yes.
media,
Yes.
and it may
Yes.
involve in closing down your
Hmm.
brick and mortar company and opening in the house and do a distribution and having a social media presence online and having a social media espionage. I didn't talk about that in this book. Go to the advanced book. How do you do a social media espionage to see what your competitors are doing on social media? So social media has more weapons for you, and it can help you and weaponize your business in a very highly competitive world. Sometimes you cannot outrun and outbid other people with real cash, but you can maybe do that on social media. That's the power of the social media because it gives you a second S curve growth. So the book will tell you how to do a social media audit. Where are your weaknesses and where are the opportunities, etc. You can get the workbook also. Um, but importantly, it talks about branding. It talks about brand, a little bit about brand architecture, but more importantly, it talks about campaign strategy, budgeting, campaign ad budgets, situation analysis, competitive analysis, some of the very basic business tools that you have evolved from a real brick and mortar
Yes.
economy to the social media economy using social media tools. And you can outbid, outrun, and outwit your competitor who is
Yes.
just down the street. So
Yes.
I think this is very important for businesses. We are moving from the brick and mortar into the
Yes.
digital arena. So a lot of things are not fuzzy. We've talked
Yes.
about big things like trends of the world, America, China, who's faster, etc. We're not talking about those big things, but we're talking about you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
You are worried about your business, you are worried about your career, and you want to get ahead of someone who's going to get that job before you. You've got to get this
Yes.
book. So some of
Yes.
these very basic tools, which is I would say a good beginner's handbook guide, 342 pages, but
Yes.
very easy to read. It gives you some of this glimpse, that some of these knowledge that will let you sit up to say, hey, I've never seen the world like this.
Yes.
We've never
Yes.
seen social media beyond um, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, but you really see them as machines right now,
Yes. And may I
right?
also add some of the content that I also share
Please,
in my book is in my section
the
as
section.
well of the book. I also cover a glimpse of AI and social media and how that merge. What's that merge like as well, from an AI and a social media. Also, I cover some content about chatbots because the chatbots is not going anywhere. Okay, and how we can use that tool as well as it relates to customer service, providing more of that service from a digital perspective. And this helps also if you are you're in a small business as well. If you're looking for a way to leverage for business, this is definitely a good read to cover as well. I also cover a little bit about the influencer marketing and the reach and credibility. It's important to build trust and credibility, like those values that we once learned about beyond the digital space, just from a brick and mortar, from a in-person space. Those are still good qualities that we can still use from a digital perspective. And so with that merge from the in-person reality to virtual reality to the virtual space from social media, I cover how that merge, how can we still merge those values with our authenticity. What is that like from authenticity, building that trust from that social media perspective. I cover that authenticity. There's a part in my section where I cover authenticity and niche targeting, right? So I'm covering that as well. And also storytelling. We hear it for a while. We've been hearing it for like a couple of years. This has been something we've heard about, storytelling. But what is that from that influence perspective as you're building an influence with your brand. And so I share topics and points on merging those with storytelling. So yeah, you guys just got to get the book. It's a plethora of
It's so
information
much. It's
that
like
we both share.
we could be doing every chapter in one lecture, right? 25 lectures. Okay, yes, and I know because we've got so little time left, some of these things that will keep you up at night, ladies and gentlemen, some of these tools I'm talking about, a quick word for you, takeaways. Sam Rush,
Mm-hmm.
Page Karma, Hootsuite, Quintly, etc., etc. Now these are a lot of tools that can
Yes.
really help you do espionage and look at where
Yes.
you
Yes.
stand. You
Yes.
need to
Yes.
have your own SWOT analysis first.
Yes.
Then you go there and compete. I'm really talking about businesses, and I'm not talking even
Yes.
about just
Yes.
business. You can be your own business. I mean, look at so many influencers. They are
Yes.
themselves a business, so I'm not ruling out the fact that anyone who needs a new lease of life because they do not have a job, they're pondering over a job, a career, etc. Your next career lifeline may just be in the social media. Am I right?
Yes, yes, you are right. You're definitely right. And this is a preparation to prepare you. This Vicky. This is one of
It prepares you. It's
it.
just like,
It's a
okay, this is just
preparation
like
to
page
prepare
one.
you.
This is
Yeah.
just like page one. It's like, oh my God, I suddenly realized there's such a window. I open the window, I say, wow, look at
Yes.
the huge landscape. So I just hope
Yes.
that the people can just buy the book. I mean, if you are an Amazon Premier subscriber, it's free
Yes.
for you
Yes.
on Kindle. You have to read the book. It's a
Yes.
gift.
Yes.
I mean, you can read about love, okay? Yeah, you can read about love. You can read about, I mean, the pilot, the good-looking guy who's coming to sweep the girl off. I mean, there's a lot of books online, but look at something that gives you some skills and some insights of the future now. That's where
Yes.
you're gonna survive.
Yes.
If you're gonna spend
Yes.
time, spend on something that you can invest in
Yes.
yourself. That's what
and
I'm
and
saying.
perfect for teams, for your team, as we're talking about
Get your
yourself.
children.
Yep. Build a legacy from what's ahead and what's
Yeah,
now and what's ahead, because
yeah,
technology, I always say this all the time, technology is not going anywhere.
yeah.
It literally is not. It's always evolving, and so you want to be
I mean, is your
prepared.
handphone going anywhere?
Right. Right.
I mean,
Correct.
maybe we're gonna build this in, as a chip in our hand, right? Yeah, it's not going anywhere. It's just getting smaller. It's gonna get more mobile. It's gonna get more invisible. You're gonna wear it on your eye, your I don't know, your lenses, etc. But
Yes.
I
Correct.
think, yeah. I mean, you've
I have
got
smart glasses. Like, yeah,
you've got
literally
glasses
yesterday.
that can watch
Yep.
the video. I
Yes.
mean, films, right?
Yes. I have
And how much
smart
is that?
glasses, and these, and what I said earlier,
Smart
the
glasses.
technology. Yes, I have smart glasses that I go live from my glasses. We are in that space. Like, I do some of my recording from my content, my social media
Yeah.
content, straight from my glasses. Like, we are there. This book does not just prepare you for ahead, but what's really now, like
Already
what's
now.
already
Um,
now.
if you are okay, we can segregate um, learners. I mean, there are people early adopters like ourselves. We're early adopters,
Yes.
right? There are people who are laggards, right? So I'm just trying to say that you do not be the one left behind. Invest in yourself. Don't be a laggard.
Yes.
And if you're
Yes.
going to have a little bit of time, invest a couple of dollars, invest your time in the book. I would say that it should blow your mind because you will see social media in a different way. It's going to be different. There's so much you can do for your business. So
Yes.
that's my
Yes.
final word. So much
Yes.
more
I
we can
love
do.
it. And my final words, because I know we've got to go. We are a few minutes over time, but I want to say thank you to everyone. Thank you, Vicky, for your time, with all that you've done with this book. Like, it is your baby. You've taken
Oh,
it so taken care of it so well. And so thank you for the
yes.
opportunity as well. For me, thank you for the opportunity for allowing me to come apart on this part of the social media, digital strategy part for this segment of your books. And thank you so much. And thank you to everyone who took out time today and who are going to catch the replay.
Yeah.
Some people are responders, some people comment, some people just view. And I want you guys not only to view, I see that we do have some clicks here that view the ebook. So hey, that's a great thing. Y'all get the book. Also, those who catch There's also a link here for the paperback. So for those who want that physical copy, it is okay. It's prepared for you, and the link you see here is provided right there. And so if you have any questions, feel free also to connect. Miss Vicky, I see your headliner here is Global Virtual
Oh,
Church. Let everyone know how to also connect with you beyond the book.
I mean, the social media is already a church by itself already. So
Yes, yes, yes.
I just want to thank you so much, Bernice, for putting me on your platform.
You're welcome.
Um, and not only that, I just want to tell everyone there's so much takeaways. If you've got some time, invest in yourself. That's number one, because no one else can invest in you except you investing in yourself.
Awesome. All right, guys. So listen, it's been great. Get the book. That's all I'm going to say right now. Get the book. Love it.
So